So, is a respirator a mask? I don't know. I've looked at pictures of myself on the respirator. Are you on a respirator? It's kind of in you, because there's this tube that goes down your throat, and then this thing that breathes for you. Well, about 5 years ago, I had to make a decision. I had to find a new place to live. I had the greatest little studio apartment behind the Duchamp BT house, but somebody new bought that building, so I needed to find a new place to live. It's like, it could be nice to live with some other people, so I did what most people do. I looked on Craigslist, and I saw a great advertisement for a place where I could live. I went and I met the neighbors, I looked at the place, and not the neighbors, I met the roommates, because there was a couple that lived way upstairs and there was another couple, and then there would be me. So I looked at it and we talked, and it seemed like a pretty good place. I was gonna have a pretty big bedroom and a bathroom across the hallway, which I thought it was gonna be my own bathroom, but that's okay. It was a bathroom that was gonna be shared with the live-in landlord dude's clients. So time came to sign the lease. It was gonna be like, I don't know, $800 a month plus some extra expenses. And it was October 1st, 2017. And I even wrote about this in my journal. I was just like, well, something feels a little off. Something feels a little wrong. It felt kind of heavy. Just heavy. But I needed a place to live. So I signed the 6-month lease on October 1st, 2017. And in my journal I wrote, well, maybe I won't be here that long. I don't know, 6-month lease, that's not that long. Fast forward about 5 weeks later, I was trying to take the safest way home, the back way. And it actually was a dark and stormy night. So I got into my little Honda Fit and started going up 36, where it leads north out of Boulder. And I'm driving along in my little Honda Fit. I see them everywhere now, but my little Honda Fit, and a big Ford 150 crossed over the center line and hit me head on. And he dialed 911, which I found out later, he dialed 911, and so we know another car drove through okay, but then another car came along and hit me again. So I was in a coma for a while and on a respirator, which now I know means life support. And people were really concerned about me. Some people thought I might die since I was in the ICU. But I didn't die, obviously. I have no memory of the accident. I remember that I worked that day at People's Clinic as a behavioral health professional, and I guess I got my bangs cut because I went to Alfalfa's to meet my friend Ronnie, and she didn't recognize me because I had bangs. And then we went from there to the Integral Center, which has been since torn down and is now high-rises. But we went to the Integral Center for a going-away party for a friend, and I have some vague memory of that. And then I guess from there, at some point, I went out to my car, and I got into my car and started driving north, where the accident happened. I don't remember this, but I guess I texted my housemates, and I said, hey, I'm taking the back way. If I'm not home by 9, come out looking for me. Come to find out, they paid attention, and they came out looking for me. And when they got there, the fire trucks were already there and had blocked off traffic. And so they went to find out what was going on, and they got my phone, which was unlocked, and they were able to call people. They called my mom, They called one of the guys I was seeing at the time. They just called people. And people showed up. They donated a lot of money to help me. And I have a laptop because of that. Bought me a laptop. But it's weird. I have a picture of myself taken a few hours after the accident because my roommates thought that maybe I was going to die. Maybe it was going to be one of the last pictures that they'd have of me. So I have this picture of me with like a C collar and a little respirator thing in my mouth. And I don't really know all that much to say now, except that somehow I remember being at Spalding, which was maybe about a month or so later. I don't remember anything about what happened in Boulder, because I was at various different hospitals, but I was at Spalding Hospital, and I just knew I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be with Steve. He was one of the guys I was seeing. I guess I was at risk of elopement. Not eloping with Steve, but running away from the hospitals. Well, there was a little bit of a custody battle because some of my friends wanted to keep me here in Colorado, but my mom wanted to take me back to Iowa, and she won. So I went back to Iowa for a while, which was a good thing. She really took really, really good care of me and helped get me weaned off of all the crazy drugs that they had put me on. And I'm not taking any of those anymore. Those are some pretty nutso drugs. But I had to take driver's ed again, and now I'm a pretty cautious driver. And because I don't want anybody else to end up in a really bad car accident like I was in. And that's it. I didn't write this story out. I just decided to tell it.